Hi everybody, it's John with Backyard Eden, and today I'm out in the garden. It's cold and I'm doing cleanup. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I'm out here in the backyard garden. As you can tell, I am bundled up. Got beanie, hoodie, jackets, and I said plural jackets because I am wearing two. So yeah, but I'm out here because I have to get some stuff done in the garden, and that includes cleaning up stuff from last fall. I never really got around to the summer cleanup. I didn't plant a whole lot in the fall. Really just my goal was just letting the beds kind of rest. So really this is when it starts getting crunch time, getting stuff done, getting stuff planted. This is when I can really start direct seeding a lot of my crops out into the garden. I've already got tomatoes and peppers working full force inside. And those will be making the transition pretty soon to the greenhouse to get hardened off. They'll harden off outdoors first, then they'll go into the greenhouse to finish off. But so yeah, I'm just going to take you along as I'm doing some garden cleanup and as I'm prepping some more beds today. And yeah, so let's get started. So this bed right here, I don't know if you can tell, make that out. That was my tomato bed. You can actually see, here's the tomato cage. Just one, surprisingly enough. I actually had 5 plants in there, but I only got around to actually putting a cage around one. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Didn't have a super successful time. The tomatoes did great regardless of being caged or not, so not super concerned about that. But this was my tomato cage that I actually got on the one plant. I had 5 plants in there, but in addition to that, I don't know if you can make this out, but you see those plants that are almost as tall as the fence? That is sweet basil. Yes, sweet basil. They went gangbusters. They did awesome. So this is my bed. I had tomatoes and basil in it, and that's really all. I did have a few things planted up front at the very front of the bed. It's only a 2-foot wide bed, 2 foot wide by, or 2 foot deep, excuse me, this way, by 8 foot long. And so bed does great. And when I initially put it in, I double dug the ground, and it does awesome. And so alright guys, so that bed is cleaned out and all ready to go as far as getting, at least it's cleaned out. I still have to prep the soil for planting, but it's cleaned out. It was a mess in the spring and summer because I didn't stake those tomato cages. But the really cool thing happened, and I've known this, it's no surprise, but the tomatoes fell over. They grew all the way out to my loofah trellis. They were all the way out here in this open space, and everywhere the plant touches the ground, it roots. And so my tomatoes were still producing tomatoes all the way into November, and doing pretty well at it. So really cool thing happened. So this year I'm going to play around with tomatoes and try some different things out. But so that bed's done. We're moving on. I'm going to move on to my herb bed. I've got some pineapple sage that I really need to cut back. and I use a super sophisticated method at doing that, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I really want to warn you about pineapple sage. And it's a beautiful plant to look at. It does phenomenal. For me here in Zone 8, it is perennial. So you might check that out. See if it's perennial in your area. But it does super crazy. It goes crazy. It's super cool looking. It's got a ton of pinkish red flowers on it, and they really bring in the bees when nothing else is really blooming. So note to self, I'm going to do better about that this year, planting more things that bloom. So the loofahs kind of saved my hide last year. If you want to check that video out, go ahead and check it out over here. But yeah, so now we're going to clean up the pineapple sage, and it being perennial, all you got to do is really kind of prune it back. It'll start sending out new shoots and stuff in the spring. So, but if you get a load of this bush, man, look at this thing, it's huge. And this really doesn't even do it justice. When it's all leafed out and blooming and things, it's even more amazing. So let's get started. Alright, so this bush right here is my pineapple sage. And it is all the way up level with that spigot. I don't know if you can tell that. There's a water spigot right there with my irrigation hooked up. There's my timer and my brass splitter. But this pineapple sage is all the way up to the top right there. Even goes above it, if you can't tell, it goes above it just a little bit, probably right in there. But this pineapple sage goes crazy. It's a beautiful plant. If I've got a picture, I'll put it in right here. But let's get cleaning up. Alright, so this thing has a massive root system. So all I'm really going to do is just prune it back. And I don't even use tools. This time of year, it's so dry and brittle that I can literally just go in here and I do it about ground level, or close to ground level, and I just break the branches off. Just like that, I clean that up. Now, if you zoom in, I took most of the old stuff out, but I did leave some new growth from this last year here, and then a little bit over here in the back. So this will spread either through seeds, or what I found is roots. The roots will grow underneath the ground. The roots will grow underneath the ground and send up a new shoot. Being that it's perennial, it kind of does that. It'll take over. So I got to keep it pruned back to this one side, to this one corner. And because I always plant annual stuff right there in the middle, kind of where that grass and that whatever is. Usually plant basil. This year I'm gonna plant parsley here and basil in the other bed. So yeah. Alright, so just like that, that bed is pretty much cleaned up. I need to go in and I need to add some more soil. You can see where the soil levels kind of drop down. I'm going to add in some more compost. This is one of two of my herb beds that I have. This is rosemary over here. It'll need to be pruned back a little bit too. I'm going to leave that for another day. So this one's pretty much done. I'll need that, like I said, I'll need to add some compost. and then I'll go in and kind of plan out what I'm going to put in here. But I think in the middle right here, kind of where these branches of pineapple sage are, from here to the rosemary, I'm going to plant parsley, probably in the back, and then I'll plant something else up front. I've got some new herbs on the way, and I don't know. I'll make sure to update you on that. It's really starting to be grind season in the garden, so you'll be seeing a lot. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to share it with your friends. You know, if they're growing a backyard garden and they're not really sure what to be doing right now, share it with them. Maybe it'll help them out. If you haven't checked us out on social media, go ahead and do that now. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Give us a like over there. And if you haven't checked out our website, go to www.backyard-eden.com. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, this is John. Have a great day. Hey, you made it to the end. Awesome. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that right below this video. And please, if you enjoyed it, share with your friends. And I hope that you will come back and continue to watch our content, and also have an awesome day.